Hello dear students, welcome back to day 70 of 99% in 99 days. So today we are going to solve sample paper 4 where I'll be going to tell you the solutions of the chemistry part. Okay, so I hope all of you have joined our WhatsApp channel, would have downloaded the question paper and would have solved it. Okay, so let's get started with the first question here. So you have here number of questions in 1 marker. There are 7 questions. There are 2 marker only 1 question, 3 marker 1 question, 5 marker 1 question and 4 marker 1 question. Okay, so let us see them. So first we have this 1 marker questions. Okay, so a single displacement reaction is represented below. P plus Q plus PQ plus R gives you PR plus Q. Okay, so this is replacing, so what I can say, R is replacing Q. Okay, so you'll get PR plus Q. Now which of the following is true about the reactants and products? Okay, type of ion of R in the product. So ion is what type of it is there. So you can see here. Okay, so yes, so R is replacing this Q. Okay, so R will be, you can see it is not the order in which it is written. You should not see that a metal displaces another metal, right? So if this is a metal, and we all know that metals form cation, so definitely R has to be a cation. So here all the options are cation, so you do not have to think about that. Next, stability of PR as compared to PQ. So see, now because PQ is not stable, that is why it got changed to PR. So I can say that PQ is less stable than PR. Right? So see, if PQ would have been very stable, then this R won't be able to displace it. So because this is not stable, this reaction happened and we got PR. So what I can say, stability of PR is more. Okay, more stable, more stable. Okay, so I think there is some difference in this option. Let me just modify it. This is anion. Okay, this is also anion. Okay, so now you can see more stable, so PR is more stable and the cation formation is there. So that is why the correct answer is option number C. Okay, next moving to question number 2 here. Some types of chemical reactions are listed below: decomposition, combination, displacement, double displacement. Which 2 of the following chemical reactions are of the same type? So here you can see Ag is NO3 and NaCl. Here what is happening? Ag is replacing Na, Na is replacing Ag, so this is a double displacement type reaction. Now here Mg plus HCl gives you MgCl2 plus H2, right? So here also I can say Mg is replacing hydrogen, so this is what? This is only displacement reaction. Okay, next you have CH4 plus O2 gives CO2 plus H2O, right? So what can be, okay, let me talk about this reaction first. KOH plus H2SO4. So here what you find, K is replacing H2 and H2 is replacing K. So this is also again a double displacement reaction, right? So we have got, okay, this one, next CH4 plus O2. So here I can't find any displacement that is happening, right? Because if displacement is happening, or we can say that no, this is a single displace. Is it a single displacement reaction? O is coming here, H, no, this is not at all a displacement reaction. CHO, this is actually a combustion reaction. Okay, or in term you can also tell combination reaction, because 2 products are formed and you are getting some new products here, right? So that is why I can say that the same reactions are P and S. So that is your option number D. Both are double displacement reaction. Next, Neetu has 2 test tubes containing dilute hydrochloric acid and dilute sodium hydroxide solution, but they are not labeled. Adding which of the following solutions to the test tube will help her visually identify the acidic and basic solution? Okay, so you have in one you have dilute HCl and in another you have dilute NaOH. Okay, so now see, we know that reactions, so you have to add this one. So if you add vinegar, okay, so if you add acid to one acid, if you add another acid, there won't be any reaction. But if you add here baking soda, then what you will get? You will get carbon dioxide effervescence with acid, right? So you can easily identify that this is your acid and the other one will definitely be a base. So the correct answer here will also be option number B. Okay, next question number 4 here. Sonia has aqueous solution of 3 salts, that is sodium acetate. So let me write down sodium acetate. Okay. Next, sodium chloride. Okay. Next, ammonium chloride. Okay. In 3 test tubes. The test tubes are not labeled. On checking, she finds the pH of the solution to be 4.6, 7.0 and 8.9. Okay. Which of the following correctly matches the pH of the salt with their respective pH? Okay. So you should be knowing what is an acidic salt and a basic salt here. We know if it is a strong base and a weak acid, then it is a basic salt. If it is a strong acid and weak base, then it is an acidic salt. If strong acid and strong base, then it is a moderate or neutral salt, right? So now what we can do here, you can see this is a weak acid, okay, and this is a strong base. Strong base means definitely pH will be greater than 7. So I can say this will be 8.9. Now NaCl, this is a strong acid and strong base, so neutral salt, this will be 7. Here this is a weak base, that is your NH4OH, so I can write weak base, and this is strong acid. So again, so acidic pH, that is 4.6. Now you can say which is correct. Sodium acetate, okay, the pH given is okay, like this the options are there, right? Okay, so we need 4.6 is ammonium chloride, so we have these 2 options, right? We can eliminate these 2 options. Next, 7 is NaCl, so that is your this one, so option number D. So where is option number D? That is your option number D here. Okay. Next, galvanization is a process of coating iron articles with a layer of zinc to prevent the iron from rusting. The iron is protected even if the zinc coating is crushed and iron is exposed. Which of the following is true about how zinc prevents the rusting of iron? So you know, when zinc is exposed to air, it forms zinc oxide, okay, and this zinc oxide also prevents even after the zinc layer is broken out. So a galvanized iron article does not undergo oxidation. The zinc coating prevents the contact of iron with air, and zinc undergoes corrosion more easily than iron. So let us see the first statement here. Zinc coating prevents the contact of iron with air. Definitely that is correct. When iron is there, over that a zinc metal is there, so it is preventing the contact with iron, with air. Second, zinc undergoes corrosion more easily than iron because it is more exposed, so that will undergo corrosion first. So the correct answer here will be only Q and R, that is option number D. Question number 6 next. During purification of a metal by electrolysis, what happens at the negative electrode? So negative electrode means cathode. Okay. So cathode is something where the metals are deposited. So metal ions lose electrons to become neutral atoms? No. Neutral metal atoms gain electrons to become ions? Neutral metal atoms lose electrons to become ions? No. Metal ions gain electrons to become neutral metal atoms. Yes, that is what is happening. You can see at cathode, you should remember it is reduction. Reduction means gain of electron. Okay, so that is option number D here. Next, metals are lustrous and shine especially when their freshly cut surfaces are exposed. Salma cut pieces and compared the luster of the freshly cut surfaces of following metals: aluminium, sodium, copper and iron. The freshly cut surface of which of these metals is likely to lose its luster first on exposure to air? So we know what is this. You have aluminium, you have sodium, right, you have copper and you have iron. So if you know, out of all this, sodium is the most reactive metal, right? So most reactive metal means it will also react with oxygen or with the atmosphere first, so it will get oxidized and it will lose its lustrous. So the correct answer here will be option number B. Next we move to here, that is question number 21. Write the balanced chemical equations for the reaction that is prevented by storing potassium metal under kerosene. So potassium is prevented because it reacts even with the small amount of moisture also, right? Identify the type of chemical reaction that is prevented. Okay, so let us see the answer for here. So if you remember, K reacts with oxygen, okay, to give you K2O. So if you write this reaction, that is your 1 mark. Now what is this type of reaction? This is a combination reaction, and or you can also write oxidation reaction, okay, because here oxygen is added to this one. So 2 points, 2 marks. Next, moving to 3 marker question. The electronic configuration of some elements is given in the table given below. Identify any 2 pair of elements that will react to form compounds by a transfer of electrons. Okay, identify any 2 pairs of elements that will react to form compounds by the transfer of electrons. So you can see here, this is already having octet rule, right? So it won't it won't transfer its electron. This can lose, so it can form, okay. Now this can also lose, okay. If these two will lose, then you can have, so Q is losing 1 electron, so 1 electron will be gained by U. So we can have a pair between Q and U. Similarly here 2 electrons are lost, so 2 electrons will be gained, so it is T and R. Okay, so what are the pairs? We can, any 2 pairs, so you will get these 2 pairs. Okay, write the molecular formula of the compound formed by the pairs of the elements identified in A. So if you see Q and U, this is losing 1 electron, this is gaining 1 electron, so this is +1, this is -1, so you will get QU. Now T is plus 2 electrons it can donate, right? So T will get +2, R will get -2 because it will gain 2 electrons to complete its octet. So if you do crisscross, this will also be TR. Okay, so that is what the, let me see the answer. So you can have Q and R. Okay, one second. You can have with other non-metals as well, right? One second. First let me show you what all combinations I have written. So I have taken Q. P will not react, okay, because it is what? Already inert. So Q can react with R, okay. Then Q can react with S, okay. Next Q will not react, Q can react with U. Similarly, T can react with R, T can react with S, T can react with U. Okay, so these are metals, these are non-metals. So if Q and R are reacting, okay, so what will happen? Q will lose 1 electron, but R has to gain 2 electrons. So you will get a formula what here? QR2. Now coming to Q and S. Okay, so S, you see it needs 3 electrons, so it is -3. So Q3S. Okay, this is Q2R. Q2R. Okay, next you have Q3S. Next, if you have Q and U, that is 1 and 1, so you will get QU. Now coming to T and R. So T and R. Okay, so T is, you will gain, you will give +2, and R is, it will gain -2, right? So you will come T and R. Next coming to T and S. T is again your +2, S is -3. So you will get T3S2. Okay. Next T and U. T will give you +2, S will, sorry, U, right? So one second, U will gain 1 electron. So what you will get? TU2. So these are the different combinations. You can write any 2 of them, right? You can check it here. Fine. So what we will get here? This is what the answer you can find. Next point for each formula you can mention any 2. So Q2R, so we have given any 2 formulas you can write down. Okay. Next we'll go to second part of the question, or this is an OR question. A metal X is obtained from its chloride salt by exposure to sunlight. Okay, so metal X is obtained from its chloride, so some X chloride should be there in presence of sunlight. In which section of the reactivity series of metals top, middle and bottom is likely to be placed? Justify your answer. Now identify the type of reaction this chloride salt of metal X undergoes on exposure to light. So if you see, by seeing the reaction you can easily guess. Suppose you have AgCl, okay, and you put it in sunlight, you get Ag plus Cl2, right? This is what happens. Now what is the question? Where it is in the series. So you know that these metals, silver is a low reactivity metal, so it will be in the bottom of the series. Where it is present? At the bottom. Next, what type of reaction is this one? So the one single compound is breaking to give you two compounds. So it is what? Decomposition. What type of decomposition? Using light, right? So we call it photolytic decomposition. Clear? Yes. So you can see photolytic decomposition. And why they are at the low reactivity? How can we justify that? Because metals at the bottom of the reactivity series are least reactive. They occur in their free state, right? We are getting in this reaction, we are getting free silver. Okay, their compounds are unstable and hence easily are converted to the metal. Okay, so these metals do not want to do any combination, they want to stay in their native state. So that is why immediately we can get pure metal in this low reactivity series. Next we have 5-marker question. A carbon compound P has 6 carbon atoms and 12 hydrogen atoms. Okay, is P a saturated or unsaturated compound? Justify your answer by drawing the structural formula. Okay, C6 and H12, right? So you can see this formula is like this, right? This is of what? This is alkenes, right? And if it is alkene, then what it is? It is unsaturated. Okay, next the question is justify your answer by drawing the structural formula. So structural formula you can put anywhere, double bond. So I'll just put like this, suppose. So we have like this 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12. Okay, so that is the structural formula. Next, describe a test that can be used to determine if the compound P is saturated or unsaturated. So you can use what? Reaction with bromine. Okay, so if you react with bromine water, you know that what happens? There is decolorization. Okay, bromines will be added here and it will be decolorization, and you can easily guess that it is having some unsaturation. Next, name the products that are formed on burning compound P in an excess of air. Wait, name the products that are formed on burning compound P. This is your compound P, right? In an excess of air. So if combustion reaction, any hydrocarbon on combustion gives you what? Carbon dioxide and water, right? So that is what is there. So you can see the answer here. So okay, so first the product P may be either saturated or unsaturated. Okay, so you can write any formula, you can write this cyclic structure as well. Saturated compound, if you want, cyclohexane. Okay, and I have given one example of unsaturated compound, that is cyclohexene. You can also write saturated and you can write down this one. Next, then burning the compound in an excess of air will produce a sooty flame. Okay, if it is unsaturated, and a clean flame if it is saturated. So you have to mention both the answers. So I forgot about mentioning this cyclohexane structure, so you have to mention that also. Now what type of flame it will be produced? It can produce the sooty flame if it is unsaturated, and a clean flame if it is saturated. Then what will be the products? Carbon dioxide and water. Okay, so you have to write both the products, otherwise you won't get any mark. You can write this particular structure, or any other structure is also possible which satisfies the formula of C6H12. Now coming to next question, a carbon compound P is found to be neutral when tested with red and blue litmus. Okay, it was neutral. A gas that burns a gas that burns with a pop sound is produced when a metal reacts with carbon compound P. So carbon compound P is there, which is neutral. Okay, it reacts with a gas that produces pop sound is your hydrogen. Okay, and then what we are getting, a gas that burns with a pop sound is produced when a metal reacts with the carbon compound P. Okay, sorry. So here we have a metal. Okay, when this metal reacts with the carbon compound P, we got H2 gas as a product, right? Let me see. A carbon compound P is found to be neutral when tested with red and blue litmus. Okay, so this is a neutral compound. A gas that burns with a pop sound is produced. So this gas, hydrogen, is produced when a metal reacts with the carbon compound P. Okay, write the chemical equation for the reaction. The carbon compound P is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid to produce carbon compound Q. So with concentrated, I can write sulfuric acid to give you compound what? One second, Q. Okay, next, write the chemical equation for the reaction. So you have to write this P to Q chemical equation. Next, describe the type of flame that Q produces on combustion. So its type of flame is also asked to you. Okay, next we have, what is likely to be observed on heating the compound P with ethanoic acid with an acid as a catalyst? If you are reacting this with ethanoic acid. Okay, I think I will be able to decode this question. With an acid as catalyst. Next, write the chemical equation for the reaction. Okay, first of all, metal is here, hydrogen gas is produced. Till now I was not able to think what will be there, but once it is said that it is reacting with ethanoic acid, okay, with acid as a catalyst. Okay, so if it is reacting with ethanoic acid, clear? So let me just, this is your ethanoic acid, and we know a very popular reaction, right? What is it? Reactions between an alcohol and an acid will give you an ester, right? So I can definitely now say that this P is an alcohol group, and when alcohols react with metal, alcohols behave as acid, and acid reacts with metal to give you H2. So I can easily identify the P. P can be any alcohol, you can write like this. Okay, so write the chemical equation for the reaction. So which reaction? That is your, for this gas, right? So if I take sodium metal, then what will get? I'll get sodium salt of this one, H2 gas is formed. Okay, next we have the carbon compound P is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid to produce carbon compound Q. Okay, so one second here. Okay, so P is heated with concentrated sulfuric acid. What happens? We get ethene, right? So what is the question? Write the chemical equation for the reaction. So I can easily write for the, this is A part, for B part 1. If I have CH3CH2OH with concentrated sulfuric acid, ethene will form. Okay, ethene will form. So that is the product here. Describe the type of flame that Q, so this is your Q, ethene is Q. Describe the type of flame that Q produces on combustion. So you know that it is an unsaturated compound. So what type of flame you will get? So B2 will be sooty flame. Okay. Next, what is likely to be observed on heating the compound P with ethanoic acid with an acid as catalyst? So what you will observe? Ester formation. Write the chemical equation for this reaction. So what will be observed? Ester formation, and if I write the reaction for that one, CH3CH2OH. Okay, so we have CH3 CH2, okay, O CO CH3. Okay, so that is your ester group. So you can see all the answers here. Second part, yes, the first one is with the metal. Okay, so that will give you sodium, salt and hydrogen gas. Next, marks to be given for writing the correct reaction of sodium metal with any alcohol, because P it is not mentioned any formula, so you can use any equation. So this will give you marks. Okay. Next, coming to the reaction with concentrated sulfuric acid, that is 1 mark. Okay. With what type of flame? That is your sooty flame, that will give you 2 marks here. B carries 2 marks. Next, question number 3, a compound with fruity smell will be produced, that is your 1 mark. And the equation you write. So this was how much mark question? 1 second. 5 marker question, right? Yes. So yes, this equation carries 1 mark. Here you have to answer 2 things. It was having fruity smell and the reaction. So this carries 2 marks and this reaction carries 2 marks. Okay. This 2 plus 2 plus 1, that is your 5 marks. Okay. Yes, here we have 1 mark, here we have 1 mark, and here we'll get 2 marks. That's fine. Okay. Next, moving towards the 4th number question, that is your 4 marker question number and last question. Given below is a 4 carbon skeleton of a hydrocarbon compound. Fill in the hydrogen atoms or bonds to form a saturated carbon. Okay, so if you want to prepare, 1 second, fill in the hydrogen atoms or bonds to form a saturated hydrocarbon. Okay, so to form a saturated, you can just add 1 hydrogen here, right? You can add 1 hydrogen here and 3 hydrogens here. Okay, and then you have to add hydrogen to have an unsaturated hydrocarbon. So unsaturated, if I want, I'll make this one double bond. Okay, so then here 2 hydrogens, then 3 hydrogens and 3 hydrogens. Okay, now if the 4 carbon skeleton is of a straight chained alkene, draw the structures of all the possible compounds. If the 4 carbon skeleton is a straight chained alkene, okay, it is a straight chained alkene, draw the possible possible compound. So if you have a straight chain like this, okay, so this is one possibility. Another I can make, I'll put between 2 carbons. Next, what we have already done, we'll have 3 carbon chain and I will have a CH3 group here. Okay, I think that's are the 3 possibilities. Let us see the options. Yes, so first you can see here you can add 1 hydrogen and the hydrogens in all the carbon. Here you can make a double bond and then add the hydrogens. Okay, so you will get 2 marks here. Next question is to write the straight chain isomers only. So this one double bond will come here, 1 double bond will come here. This is not the answer because this is not a straight chain, right? Here you have branches. So this one will give you 2 marks, so total 4 marks. Now moving towards the one or question is there. If the 4 carbon skeleton is of a straight chained alkyne, how many carbon atoms may not be bonded to any hydrogen atom? Okay, so straight 4 carbon alkyne you have, right? So how many carbons you have which is not bonded to any hydrogen? This is very good question. See, if the 4 carbon skeleton is of a straight chain alkyne, this is alkyne, okay, or I can also make like this. Yes, I can have a structure like this also, right? Then how many carbons we are having without any hydrogen? In this structure it is 2, in this structure it is 1. Okay, next, how many hydrogen atoms will be there in the compound? So you can see number of hydrogen 1 2 3 4 5 6, here also 6, so it is 6 here. Okay, so let us see the answer now. Yes, you can have either 1 or 2 based on the structure that you have done, and the number of hydrogen atoms will be definitely 6. Okay, so this one will give you 2 marks. So this is the or part of the part B of the question. Okay, so students, that's all in this class, and I hope that you are preparing well, and you have any doubt in any question you can put in the comment section. I'll definitely address to it, and do not forget to subscribe the channel to see more sample papers coming